Hello, Willis. This is Elizabeth. I wish I was making a cocktail for you right now, non-alcoholic, just in case anyone is listening to this, but I am sitting on my porch and I'm about to get you up to speed for Latin 2. So, I hope you are excited for Latin with Willis. The crowd goes wild. Okay, I'm not going to do that too much because I know that you probably want to just learn the things you need to know as quickly as possible and then go into class. And then, you can always ask me questions. I'm going to give you a bunch of extra resources that kind of go more in depth into what I'm going to explain to you so that if you feel as though you kind of have an idea and then when you get to class, you're like, uh-oh, I don't know what's happening. Again, you can always reach out to me. I'm happy to hop on a phone or answer questions on text or email. Or you can look at some of the extra resources I give you that will maybe explain things well enough that you don't feel, at least that you feel like you can ask your teacher like the right questions. Ideally your teacher will help you the most, and but sometimes if it's you're not even sure where to begin, it helps to have some resources. So I'm going to try to keep these short and sweet so that you can just kind of listen to them in small bursts. And then we'll take it from there. So the first thing that you need to know is that Latin is what's called an inflected language. And what that means is the endings of words matter way more than word order. So what we're going to be talking about with both nouns and verbs is going to be a lot of finding the stem and then adding the appropriate ending. So that's just kind of going to be the building blocks of what I'm giving to you. So, for example, in English, if you have the sentence, the bull sees the frog, obviously the bull is doing the seeing, the frog is being seen. If you switch the word order and you've got frog sees the bull, the sentence means the complete opposite, right? So in English, word order is huge. In Latin, word order doesn't matter as much. There are some certain patterns, but so if I wanted to say the bull sees the frog, it would be taurus ranam videt. And I wrote it in this order because often in Latin the subject comes first, the verb comes at the end, and the direct object comes in the middle. But we could move this around, and I could turn this into ranam taurus videt, and even though the word order is completely different, the sentence is still the same. I could take videt and I could put it at the beginning, and I could take ranam and I could put it at the end, and videt taurus ranam. That would look weird to a typical Latin speaker, but it means the exact same. So as long as these endings that I erased instead of highlighting, as long as these endings remain the same, and the verb ends in a T, taurus ends with a US, and ranam ends with an M, you know that taurus is going to be the subject, ranam is going to be the direct object, and videt is going to be the verb. So what we're going to do in this next series of videos is I'm going to talk to you about nouns and their different functions and how to decline them, which means giving them the different endings so they can do different things in a sentence. And then we're going to talk about verbs. And my understanding is there are 3 tenses you need to know and some verb stems. So that's the goal, but it's going to be a lot stem, ending, and what do the different endings mean, okay? Video 1, out!